Hi there. My name is Brian Marchese, and I play drums, or used to play drums, or might very well one day play drums in your band. Steve Sanderson asked me to read this thing that I'd written about the late, great Bow Bow. And I'm not going to say no to Steve, because you don't want to see what happens when you say no to Steve. I remember sitting at the bar of Hugo's one summer night watching the Red Sox, one bar stool over from J. Scott Brandon, a.k.a. Bow Bow, bass player for the local rockers, the Drunk Stuntmen. While talking to you, Bow Bow had a way of looking you right in the eye with a Cheshire Cat grin that made you feel like whatever he was saying was just to fuck with you. So I thought he was joking when he asked that night if I wanted to join him and his band of brothers on an upcoming East Coast tour, and maybe beyond. It seems the Stuntmen were having some drummer troubles of an undisclosed nature. But me? Not that I had any tours coming up, but as was and still is often the case, my next few months were littered with gigs and recording dates. Bow Bow had to have known that I'd never be able to just drop everything and tour for 6 weeks. Come on, it'll be fun! I can still hear his voice rising above the Hugo's crowd. Then I realized he was serious. Had he and the other stuntmen even discussed this, or was he going rogue? This was weird. And anyway, my mom had warned me about getting in vans full of hippies. I can't remember what reasons I gave, but I respectfully declined the offer. And while I may well have been able to juggle my commitments to make it work, the simple fact was that I felt I had no part meddling in the unique chemistry that was the classic Stuntmen lineup. Sure, I'd played on Scott Hall's solo album, as well as in the debaucherous cock rock side project known as The Spoils, fronted by Al Johnson, aka Freddie Freedom, and in a couple of one-offs with Terry Flood. Played with Mike Flood, too. Hell, I even played a couple of Steve Sanderson solo shows. But those were flings. Quick, dirty, fun, and satisfying flings. But I wasn't looking to marry into that gruesome gang. And the Drunk Stuntmen were a gang. They were on a mission. They had a vibe. They had a look. They had fire in their bloodshot eyes. They had facial hair and leather fringes and hats, too. They drove trucks with dogs barking out the open windows. They were grown-up wild boys working hard and playing hard. Me? Well, one of my bands at the time, the Aloha Steam Train, liked prancing about in floral print and eyeliner like the dandies we were. Our touring vehicle was my mom's old station wagon. Connolly Ryan once half-jokingly dubbed us the low self-esteem train. Whereas if anyone in the Drunk Stuntmen had any such personality issues or even spent 5 seconds in self-reflection or self-doubt, they sure did a good job of masking it. I wasn't cut from that same fringed leather cloth. I'd be leaving parties when the stuntmen would just be arriving. At least one of them might be in a bathrobe and unsure of what day or time it was or of his exact whereabouts. No, in those days, I was more likely found playing backgammon with a girlfriend and a cat within reach, listening to Serge Gainsbourg or the Turtles. Many of you probably know the Willie Nelson song that goes, "You know the nightlife ain't no good life, but it's my life." And the nightlife was Bow Bow's life. When he was trying to convince me to tour with him and his brothers, I could sense the love that he had for this group of guys, the commitment, the all for one, that it was where he felt at home, where it was cool to just rock and fuck shit up and live his dream. So it's a great cosmic joke that many years after our Hugo's conversation, when Bow Bow and I finally did end up on the same stage, thus completing my collection of Stuntmen musical flings, it was under circumstances neither of us would have ever imagined, in broad daylight, playing Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins in front of a bunch of dancing children and parents. Rest easy, Bow Bow, and I'm sure I'll keep thinking I see you in various crowds. Ladies and gentlemen, the Drunk Stuntmen.
Little rock noise. Thank you, Brian.
Tomorrow's doomed here. When your excuse for being useless and you're not expected to booze less, you can't shut up or sit your ass down. You're just a first-class clown in this high school town. Just for now, you can get so down, you can almost drown in this sound. Well, there's no adults, just kids with babies and funny bearded ladies. And everyone can play guitar, good enough for this one bar. So forge your notes and cut your class down. You're just a first-class clown in this high school town. Just for now, you can get so down, you can almost drown with this sound.
Soft rock, Scott Hall.
We're just looking for a little attention, just an honorable mention. To graduate would take a lifetime of those pop quizzes on schemes and rhyme. Now here's 100 words on hopelessness now, 'cause we're all just first-class clowns in this high school town, baby, just for now. Yeah, we'll get so down. First-class clown, just the first-class clown in this side. You know that way. You're a first-class clown in this first-class town, baby, just for now. You can get so down. It's just almost first-class clown in this side. You're a first, yeah, I'm just this first-class clown, baby. Just for now, just for now, we'll get down, almost drown in this sound. You know that you're a first-class, just in this high school town, baby, just for now. You looking so down. We'll almost drown in this sound.
That's T-Bone over there. Terry Flood, everybody. It's JJ on the drums. Soft Rock Scott Hall, who you already met. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dave Hayes.
If you go downtown, boys, give 'em my best. Yeah, you give 'em my best. And if you go downtown, boys, you give 'em my best. Yeah, you give 'em my best. We've all got nothing to prove. We've all got nothing. Now when you get downtown, boys, you give 'em my best. Yeah, you give 'em my best. And when you get downtown, boys, you give 'em my best. Oh yeah, you give 'em the best. We've all got nothing to prove. We've all got nothing.
Thank you very much.
It's your bow bow.